Imagine a time not too long ago. In a small town nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a young man, much like any one of us, who faced the kind of adversity that would make most falter. This young man, let's call him John, had dreams as big as the sky above, but found himself working in a job that felt like a tight shoe. It paid the bills, but pinched with every step. One day, a fire took not just the shop where John worked, but also the little he had saved. To many, this would seem like the end of a chapter, perhaps even the book of their aspirations. But John, faced with loss and despair, made a choice. He decided to act as if this setback was but a minor glitch in his grand plan. He smiled, rolled up his sleeves, and started anew. Within years, John's resilience turned him into the most successful merchant of the town, a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of positive action. Now I ask you, think back to the last time something minor, perhaps a spilled cup of coffee or a missed bus, bothered you more than it should. Did it ruin your day? Did it steal the joy of the moment from you? The story of John and our own experiences with trivial annoyances bring us to a profound realization. The incredible power of acting as if nothing bothers you. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing your battles wisely, focusing your energy where it counts, and most importantly, not allowing the small stuff to dictate your mood, and, by extension, your life. You see, life is a series of events, and our reactions to these events shape our journey more than the events themselves. It's easy to be reactive, to let every little thing affect us. But what if we chose to act as if these things didn't have the power to upset us? What if we looked at challenges, not as obstacles, but as stepping stones? Imagine the freedom, the peace, and the success that mindset could bring. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about feigning strength or hiding vulnerabilities. It's about genuine resilience, a resilience that comes from understanding what truly matters. It's recognizing that our time, our energy, and our emotions are precious and choosing to invest them in what truly contributes to our growth and happiness. As we stand here today, I invite you to reflect on your own life. How often do you let minor annoyances take away your peace? How much energy do you spend fretting over things that, in the grand scheme, hold little significance? And more importantly, how can you start to shift that energy towards what truly matters? Towards building a life filled with purpose, joy, and success? The journey begins with a choice. A choice to act as if nothing bothers you, to see beyond the immediate annoyances and focus on the bigger picture. It's a choice that can transform your day, your year, and indeed, your entire life. Resilience, my friends, is not just a word. It's a way of being. It's the inner strength that allows us to rebound from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward in the face of adversity. It's what turns challenges into opportunities and failures into lessons. The true measure of our character isn't in how we handle our successes, but in how we rise after we've fallen. Let's consider the story of Thomas Edison. A name synonymous not just with invention, but with perseverance. When a fire destroyed his lab, along with years of work and innovation, Edison didn't despair. Standing among the ashes, he saw not the end, but a new beginning. He famously said, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can start anew." In less than a month, his team was back at work, innovating, creating, undeterred by the setback. Edison's resilience wasn't just in his ability to overcome adversity, but in his perspective that every challenge was an opportunity to start afresh, to learn, and to grow. Now, let me ask you, when faced with a setback, what is your first reaction? Do you see it as the end of the road or as a detour on the path to success? How you answer this question is a reflection of your resilience. Building resilience is not an overnight process. It's a journey. It begins with changing how we view adversity. Instead of seeing setbacks as insurmountable obstacles, we can view them as tests of our resolve and creativity. About asking ourselves, what can I learn from this? Rather than, why is this happening to me? Another key to building resilience is to cultivate a strong support network. No man is an island, and during times of struggle, having people who believe in us, who stand by us, can make all the difference. Think of Helen Keller and Anne Sullivan. Keller, despite her blindness and deafness, became one of the 20th century's leading humanitarians, and Sullivan, her teacher, played an indispensable role in her success. Their story is a testament to the power of resilience, not just as an individual trait, but as a shared strength, nurtured within the bonds of support and mutual belief. Furthermore, resilience is built through self-care and mindfulness. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to pause, reflect, and recharge. It's recognizing that our physical, emotional, and mental health are intertwined, and nurturing each aspect is crucial to our overall well-being. So how do we start to build this resilience? First, by setting small, achievable goals. Success breeds confidence, and confidence strengthens resilience. Each small victory is a step on the path to greater triumphs. Second, by practicing gratitude. Easy to focus on what we've lost or what's gone wrong. Shifting our focus to what we have, to the good in our lives, can change our perspective on adversity. And finally, by embracing change. Change is the only constant in life, and learning to adapt is a cornerstone of resilience. As we move forward, let's remember that resilience is not a trait that some are born with and others are not. It's a skill that we can all develop, a muscle that strengthens with use. It's choosing to stand up one more time than we've been knocked down, to see the silver lining in every cloud, and to know that no night is so dark that the sun won't rise again. In this journey of life, let us strive to be like the bamboo, bending but not breaking in the face of a storm, and always, always growing towards the light. In our journey through life, it's our perspective that colors every experience, shaping our reality more than the events themselves. Perspective is like a lens through which we view the world. And just like a lens, it can be adjusted to bring certain things into focus while allowing others to fade into the background. The power of perspective lies in its ability to transform our emotional response to challenges, turning mountains back into molehills and restoring our sense of balance. Consider the story of a traveler who visited a stone quarry and observed 3 workers. He asked each one what they were doing. The first worker, looking weary and frustrated, said, "I'm cutting stone. It's monotonous and hard." The second worker, with a hint of pride, responded, "I'm building a wall. It's tough work, but it's honest labor." The third worker, eyes shining with enthusiasm, declared, "I'm building a cathedral, a house of worship for generations to come." All 3 workers were doing the same physical task, but their perspectives varied dramatically. It was their individual viewpoints that shaped their attitudes toward their work, not the labor itself. When faced with a challenge, how do you perceive it? As a stonecutter weary from the monotony, a wall builder proud of the progress, or a cathedral builder inspired by the vision of what's to come? Our perspective can transform the mundane into the magnificent, infusing our daily tasks with meaning and purpose. Let's also consider our reactions to the small frustrations of daily life. How often have we let a traffic jam, a long queue, or a rainy day sour our mood? Yet, when we zoom out and view these inconveniences against the backdrop of our entire lives, their significance dwindles, like looking at the Earth from space. Borders disappear, conflicts seem trivial, and our shared humanity comes into focus. This shift in perspective can liberate us from the grip of minor annoyances, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. What then truly matters in your life? Is it the pursuit of wealth, status, and material possessions? Or is it something more intangible? Love, relationships, growth, contribution? These are questions only you can answer. Remember, it's not our possessions, but our experiences, our relationships, and our values that enrich our lives. When we align our perspective with these priorities, we find that many of our daily frustrations are indeed inconsequential. To cultivate a perspective that emphasizes what truly matters, we must practice gratitude and mindfulness. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we possess, from scarcity to abundance. Mindfulness anchors us in the present, allowing us to appreciate the beauty and possibilities in every moment, even amidst challenges. Let's consider for a moment the simple act of watching a sunset. It requires nothing of us but our presence and our willingness to be moved by the beauty before our eyes. In that moment, the worries of the day fade away, and we are reminded of the world's vastness and our place within it. This is the power of perspective. To find peace and wonder in the simplest of experiences, we navigate the complexities of life. Let us remember that our perspective is a choice. It is within our power to adjust our lens, to focus on what uplifts us, challenges us to grow, and reminds us of our humanity. Let us choose to see the cathedrals we are building, to recognize the significance of our endeavors, and to remember that, in the grand scheme, it is love, joy, and connection that truly matter. In closing, I urge you to take a moment each day to reflect on your perspective. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? And how can I adjust my focus to align with those values? By doing so, you can transform your experience of the world, turning challenges into opportunities for growth and finding joy in the journey. Remember, the quality of our lives is not determined by the events that happen to us, but by the lens through which we choose to view them. Let's choose a lens that brings into focus what truly matters. It's the tapestry of personal development. There's a technique as simple as it is transformative, known as acting as if. This powerful strategy involves behaving as though the change we wish to see in ourselves has already occurred. It's not about deception or self-delusion, but about setting a direction for our subconscious to follow, guiding us toward our true potential. Imagine for a moment you aspire to be more confident, more resilient, or perhaps more compassionate. By acting as if you already embody these qualities, you begin to break down the barriers between who you are and who you wish to become. It's like carving a path through a dense forest. At first, the journey seems daunting. With each step, the path becomes clearer and the journey easier. The psychological benefits of this approach are profound. When we act as if, we send a powerful message to our mind that we are capable of change, that the qualities we admire are within our reach. It's this belief, in turn, fosters genuine self-confidence, not the superficial kind, but the deep-seated belief in our own capabilities. Confidence breeds success, and success reinforces our confidence, creating a positive feedback loop that propels us toward our goals. Moreover, acting as if can significantly reduce stress. The stress often arises from a sense of inadequacy, a fear that we are not up to the challenges we face. By acting as if we are competent, calm, and in control, we can alleviate these fears, approaching challenges with a serene and steady mind. This not only makes us more effective in dealing with problems, but also improves our overall well-being. So how do we incorporate this technique into our daily lives? It begins with a clear vision of the qualities you wish to embody. Take a moment to reflect. What traits do you admire in others? What version of yourself do you aspire to be? Once you have a clear image, the next step is to act as if you already possess those qualities. If it's confidence you seek, stand tall, speak clearly, and assert your opinions. If it's compassion, listen intently, offer help without hesitation, and show kindness in your words and actions. Let's practice this in small, everyday interactions, and pay attention to how it feels. You might find it awkward or unnatural at first, but remember, growth often lies outside our comfort zone. With time, these behaviors will start to feel more genuine, as if they're a natural part of who you are. But acting as if is not just about personal transformation. It's also about the impact we have on those around us. When we act confidently, we inspire confidence in others. When we act with kindness, we encourage others to do the same. In this way, the act of becoming our best selves has a ripple effect, enriching our relationships and communities. Force acting as if requires mindfulness and authenticity. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not, but about embracing the qualities you genuinely wish to possess. It's a tool for growth, not a mask to hide behind. Remember, the goal is not to fool others, but to transform ourselves, to bridge the gap between our current reality and our potential. In this journey of personal development, let's remember the power of acting as if. By embodying the qualities we aspire to, we can not only transform ourselves, but also inspire those around us. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for change. A reminder that we are all works in progress, capable of remarkable transformation. So let's take that first step, act as if, and watch as the path to our best selves unfolds before us. In the grand theater of life, mastering the art of letting go plays a pivotal role in crafting a narrative of success and happiness. It's about understanding that not every detail deserves our fret and fury. By learning to distinguish the trivial from the critical, we embrace a more serene and purposeful existence. Let's consider for a moment the things that have bothered you lately. How many of them will matter a week from now, a year? In the grand tapestry of our lives, many of the threads we cling to are inconsequential, yet we often allow them to dictate our emotions and actions. The art of letting go teaches us to release these threads, to focus our energy on the weave of the tapestry itself, the broader picture of our lives and our purposes. One of the most effective strategies in mastering this art is recognizing the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. The Serenity prayer offers profound wisdom on this. Seeking serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. This simple yet powerful distinction lays the foundation for a life of peace and fulfillment. So, where do we apply this in our daily lives? It starts with a moment of pause, a breath to step back to ask ourselves, is this within my control? If the answer is no, we learn to release it, to let it float away like a leaf on a river, knowing it's not ours to steer. If the answer is yes, we then decide how to act, always with the awareness that our control is often limited to our own actions and reactions, not the outcomes or the actions of others. History is replete with individuals who exemplified the art of letting go, channeling their energies into what truly mattered. Nelson Mandela, after 27 years in prison, emerged not with bitterness, but with a vision for reconciliation and unity. He understood that clinging to anger and resentment would only perpetuate the cycle of violence and oppression. Instead, he chose to let go, focusing his energy on building a new, inclusive South Africa, the success and happiness, and more importantly, that of his country. We're born from this ability to distinguish between what was within his control and what was not. Another exemplary figure is Steve Jobs, who was famously ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded, instead of wallowing in betrayal. Jobs let go of his resentment to embark on new ventures, including Pixar and Next, which not only defined his legacy, but also reshaped the technology and entertainment industries. When Apple later acquired Next, Jobs returned to the company, leading it to unprecedented heights. His ability to let go of past grievances and focus on his vision illustrates the transformative power of focusing on what one can control. Letting go is not synonymous with giving up. It's an active choice, a declaration of our priorities and values. It's about shedding the weight of the inconsequential so we can travel lighter, move faster, and reach higher. It's about freeing ourselves from the chains of past mistakes, of worries about the future, and of the petty annoyances of the present. So how do we cultivate this skill? It begins with mindfulness, with being present in the moment and recognizing our emotional responses. It's about asking ourselves why we're holding on and whether it serves our higher purposes. It's also about practicing forgiveness, both of others and ourselves, recognizing that holding on to hurt and anger only poisons our well-being. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us strive to master the art of letting go. Let's focus our energies on what truly matters, on what we can influence, and on the legacy we wish to leave. By doing so, we not only enhance our own success and happiness, but also contribute to a more peaceful, productive, and compassionate world. In the journey of life, the storms will come, winds of change, torrents of challenges, and the occasional lightning strike of unexpected events. Yet some individuals stand tall and unbroken, not because they are immune to these forces, but because they have built an unshakable foundation within themselves. This foundation is comprised of a strong sense of self and core values that guide their actions and reactions. It serves as a buffer, a protective layer against the external forces that seek to sway us from our paths. The importance of this foundation cannot be overstated. It is what gives us the strength to say no when temptation beckons, the clarity to make decisions that align with our true selves, and the resilience to withstand the pressures that life invariably brings. Without this foundation, we are like leaves in the wind, tossed about by the whims of circumstance and the will of others. So how do we build this unshakable foundation? It begins with self-reflection, the deliberate act of looking inward to understand who we are, what we value, and what we aspire to be. This process is not always comfortable, for it requires us to confront our weaknesses and fears. Yet it is essential, for only by knowing ourselves can we define the values that will anchor us. Meditation complements self-reflection by providing the space for our minds to quiet, for our thoughts to settle like sediment in water, allowing us to see clearly to the depths of our being. In this silence, we can connect with our innermost selves, with the values and principles that define us. Meditation is not an escape from reality, but a deeper engagement with it, a way to strengthen our foundation by fostering inner peace and clarity. Goal setting, then, is how we translate our values and self-understanding into action. It is the process of setting a direction based on our core values and then laying down the bricks, one at a time, to build the path toward our vision. Goals give our life direction and purpose, acting as the blueprint for our foundation. Let's consider the story of Malala Yousafzai, a young girl who stood up for her right to education in the face of threats from the Taliban. Her foundation was built on a bedrock of values: courage, the importance of education, and the belief in equal rights. These values, instilled from a young age, gave her the strength to speak out, to continue her advocacy even after being attacked. Malala's unshakable foundation not only allowed her to withstand the forces against her, but also to become a beacon of hope and change for millions around the world. Think of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. In the darkest of circumstances, Frankl found meaning through his love for his wife, his faith in the goodness of people, and his belief in the importance of finding purpose even in suffering. These core values formed his unshakable foundation, guiding him through unimaginable adversity and helping him to inspire countless others through his writing and psychotherapy practice. Building our unshakable foundation requires ongoing effort. It's a process of continuous learning, of refining our values and goals as we grow and change. It involves seeking feedback, embracing new experiences, and yes, facing adversity, for it is often through challenges that our foundations are tested and strengthened. we embark on this process. Let us remember that the strength of our foundation is not just for our own benefit. It enables us to be a source of strength and guidance for others, to stand as lighthouses in the storms of their lives. Our unshakable foundation does not isolate us. It connects us more deeply with the world and the people in it. What values do I stand for? And how do my goals reflect these values? And how can I strengthen my foundation today? By answering these questions and taking action, we build not just a foundation for ourselves, but a legacy of resilience, purpose, and connection. In the tapestry of human experience, the threads of community and support are among the most vibrant and essential. They bind us together, creating a fabric that is stronger than the sum of its parts, in the pursuit of maintaining a mindset of resilience, of not letting the daily bothers weigh us down. The role of our relationships and communities cannot be overstated. Consider for a moment the warmth of a friend's understanding, the strength found in a family's unconditional support, or the inspiration drawn from a group of people uniting for a common cause. These connections do not just add color to our lives. They help us maintain our balance, our focus, and our strength, especially when the going gets tough. Building and nurturing supportive networks is both an art and a science. It starts with being open to giving support and open to receiving it. It's about showing up, not just in times of crisis, but in the day-to-day moments that knit the fabric of our relationships tighter. Listening, truly listening, is a cornerstone of building this support. It's through listening that we understand the needs of our communities and how best we can serve them. Engagement is another key. We participate actively in the communities you're a part of, whether they're based on location, interest, or circumstance. It's through engagement that we forge stronger bonds and create a sense of belonging for ourselves and others. And remember, building a supportive network is not just about seeking out those who can support us. It's equally about being a pillar of support for others. The strength of our communities lies in reciprocity, in the giving and receiving of support, encouragement, and understanding. Throughout history, there are countless examples of communities coming together to overcome challenges. Take, for example, the story of a small town that faced the threat of closure of its only school. It was the heart of the community, where generations had learned not just academics, but the value of unity and cooperation. Faced with this challenge, the townspeople came together, organizing fundraisers, petitioning authorities, and exploring innovative solutions to keep their school open. Their efforts were not just about maintaining an institution, but about preserving the soul of their community. And succeed they did, not only keeping the school open, but also revitalizing the town's sense of unity and purpose. Or consider the global communities that form in response to natural disasters. People from all walks of life, across borders and oceans, come together to provide relief and support to those affected. These are powerful testimonies to the strength of community and the difference it can make in facing and overcoming adversity. So how can we apply these principles into our own lives? Start small. Reach out to a neighbor, coworker, or a friend. Engage with local organizations or online communities that resonate with your values and interests. Be proactive in offering help and equally open to receiving it. Celebrate the successes of your community members as your own and stand with them in their times of need. Remember, the strength of our support networks is not measured by their size, but by the quality of the connections and the mutual support they provide. A single thread might be easily broken, but when woven together with others, it can withstand great forces. This is the power of community and support, a fundamental human need as essential as air and water. Let's move forward. Let's cherish and nurture these connections. Let's be mindful of the role they play in our resilience, our happiness, and our success. And let's remember, in times of doubt or struggle, that we are never truly alone. It's the strength we draw from our communities. And the support we give in return are among the most potent tools we have in maintaining a mindset of resilience and positivity. Throughout our time together, we've traversed the landscapes of resilience, perspective, and the transformative power of positive action. We've uncovered the importance of building an unshakable foundation within ourselves and recognized the invaluable role our communities play in our journey toward growth and fulfillment. Now, I encourage you to take a simple yet profound step forward. Identify one thing that has been bothering you, something small yet persistent, and make a conscious decision to let it go. This act, though seemingly minor, is a powerful testament to your commitment to living a life unburdened by the inconsequential, a life where your energy and focus are reserved for what truly matters. As we part ways, I leave you with this call to act. Embrace the mindset of acting as if nothing bothers you, not as a means of denial, but as a strategy for empowerment. Let this philosophy guide you in facing challenges with grace in transforming obstacles into stepping stones, and cultivating a life of peace, productivity, and purpose. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let that step be one of letting go, of adopting a perspective that elevates your spirit and aligns with your deepest values. Together, let's embark on this journey, not as solitary travelers, but as a community united in our quest for a more fulfilling, resilient, and joyful life.